Hey guys, this is Ada. I'm coming in today to talk about healthy relationships as it relates to defining your values. I've been doing a codependent series where I talked about addictions and people that come from dysfunctional family, which we're all dysfunctional to a certain degree. But I'm talking about gross dysfunction where needs weren't met and um, maybe children picked up ways of coping with their environment that's kind of productive to who they are now. When kids picked up ways of coping with their environment that's kind of productive to who they are now. And I'll give you an example of that. Okay, as a child, I had a very good father, but my father was a World War II vet. He suffered from PTSD and he suffered from depression, so therefore he drank. Okay, my father was a type of laid back person, and when he drank, he just let people take advantage of him. Me, being the strong willed person that I am and was even as a child, I would always try and rescue my father from, these people who I thought was taking advantage of him. And so that became my mode of operation, was to rescue, because that was a coping skill. When I felt anxious or just felt not in control, I would rescue, and there's nothing wrong with helping people, but rescuing people from their consequences can be a problem. And that coping skill as you get older is counterproductive, not only to you, but to the people you're trying to rescue. So, we have to think about what counterproductive ways that we develop to cope with an environment that wasn't conducive to our needs. So, rescuing is one. And when one learned this coping skill that's really counterproductive, it's not a coping skill of thriving, it's a coping skill of survival. And so as we come out of survival mode to actually learn to cope with life, we develop healthier coping skills. But I said that to say this, guys, in order to reach our goals of becoming a healthier self or a healthier person, we have to learn to define our values. We have to learn to define what we value. Because if we don't learn to define what we value, then we will allow everything in. So we don't set boundaries. But when we say, hey, this is what I value, that separates us from the things that we don't value. That separate us from people who don't hold our values. And what I'm saying, that doesn't make us better. It just saves us time. It saves us time. It saves us energy, because it gives us a sense of empowerment, and we begin to learn who we are. So I always would tell my young clients, okay, what do you value? What do you like? Everybody don't share the same values. And the problem is, when we're unequally yoked, we find ourselves drawn to a person we may like. They may have wonderful qualities, but at the end of the day, they may have totally different values from ours. And that doesn't mean we can't have a friendship or some type of a relationship. It just means we can't have an intimate, growing relationship because we on two different pages. We on two different pages. So with that being said, guys, in order to have a healthy relationship, we have to define our values. Because you know what? Some people value money. They value having things. They like things. They value having nice things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people don't value that. They may be just a plain Jane type of person. Give me a plain car, give me a plain this, give me a, and there's nothing wrong, because they just don't value having these expensive things, and that's okay. But just think, when you get with a person who may value having expensive things and a person that don't, just think of the conflict. Think of the conflict. So with that being said, I can bring that don't be unequally yoked down to where we can practically apply it. We have to get with people who share our values if we want to have true intimacy. Because if you think about Jesus, he had the 12. No, he had the 3, Peter, James, and John. And then he had the 12. And then he had the 5,000. So I would think that those 3 had something that Jesus really valued and was in line with his values. Those 12 had something that was in line with his values after they were discipled, of course. And then you had the 5,000. They weren't in the inner circle, guys. So with that being said, if this video has been helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you think it helps someone else, please share it.